Hello and welcome to the channel. I hope you're all well and enjoying what fishing you're able to do. At this time of the year, many of the rivers are very low in their level, and many of you will be turning to fishing in a manner that you're not able to do unless it is in shallow, clear water, and that's target fishing, where you see a particular trout and you fish to that trout in the hope that it will take your offering. So today's nymph is going to be something that you can use to target those trout. Right, the materials that we're going to use are some camel thread, this happens to be 10-0, some dubbing for the body, and a squirrel mix for the thorax, and a little bit of CDC for the tail. So let's get into the tying. This is a fairly simple tying, but can be a very effective nymph for targeting those trout. Right, I've put a little bit of a bed down there because I'm going to tie some lead on. But first I'll just put a little bit of glue onto the hook. Now you can use whatever thickness you want to use in terms of lead. It's whatever you need to get down. So this is a fairly thick wire. I'm just going to put on a few turns like so and tie it down. Break that off, like so. And do the same to the other end. Nice move there, sorry. And bind that down. Right, now I've spoken on quite a few occasions about using leftover bits of CDC, and that's what this little bag is. It's points and bits and pieces, and this is a leftover point. So what I'm going to do is just snip out the middle like so, and pull the fibers forward like so, and that's what we're going to use for the tail. I'll tie that in just behind the lead. That's obviously too long. There. And trim that up. Wind that down. And wind back down. Well, I'm going to tie in some copper wire, which I'm going to use as the rib. And this is a fine copper wire. Again, you can use whatever you want, the thickness that you want. For the dubbing, I'm going to use this dubbing mix which I've made, and it's made with cut up silk fibres. Now this is the fibre, and I just trim up lengths about that long, as many as I think I need, and mix that with hare's ear, and we end up with this dubbing. It's quite a fine dubbing, but it serves perfectly. So I'll just wind that on. I need a little bit more. To there, and then wind on the copper rib. As many turns as you think you want, and then tie it off. And that should just helicopter off. It does. And tidy up. Now for the thorax cover, I'm going to use some black floss. I'll just pull off a length. And I'm going to fold that over 3 or 4 times to create the thorax cover. Like so. And tie that on top. And trim off the excess. Just bind that down. Right, now for the thorax, I'm going to use a squirrel mix. The reason I'm using this is it's just a little bit darker, and that will create the thorax area, and it will be distinctive from the body area. Just dab that on like so. Give that just a tweak more. Pull back those fibres. Tidy up. Now here we pull back the thorax cover over to the front. Tie that down. Build up the head. And trim up the thorax cover. Right, I'm just going to put a little bit of super glue on there before I tie it off. Like so. Trim that up. Now we're going to do a little bit of hairdressing. First of all, on the body, pull out some of those fibres. Like so. And now on the thorax. And there we have the finished nymph. Now, you may, if you have struggle seeing this, you may want to put on something like an orange head with some orange thread or something of that nature. But this one has a finer wire underneath, hence it being slightly finer in the body for shallower water or for getting it down slower. And this one is the same as what I've just tied. Now this is a super little nymph for targeting those fish. I hope you enjoyed that tying the nymph, and do hit the bell and become a subscriber if you're not already one. Give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for viewing. Bye.